Thank you for staying with us here on Focus on Health. We are the Moi Avenue Bleach Center, and we're with two very amazing people, Tony Mushama and what's your name again? Michelle. And we are discussing about vasectomy. What are the people outside here thinking about vasectomy? Mushama, I'll start with you very fast. You're a man. Would you support vasectomy?
I can never support something that is like taking your machine gun and then emptying the cartridges, then putting in plastic bullets, then going into the battlefield. I can never support such a thing.
You can never support that as it?
Never.
What about you, Michelle?
Well, it depends. If you're married and maybe you have kids and you set on a number that is 2 or 3 kids and you're done, then I don't think I would mind. Yeah.
It doesn't. Does it make you? Does it make the man more of a lesser man when he does that? Would you think about that?
I don't think so. I don't think it does.
No, it does. That's like disarmament. You're a man, but now you're disarming yourself. It's like those countries that are told, like right now there's that Korea thing going on. You are told give up your nuclear weapons. Of course you're a lesser power. Even when you walk, you even feel lighter.
Wow. But would you do family planning, Tony? Would you do family planning?
Of course, there are these men who breed like rats. The wife is pregnant all the time. Every year she's pregnant. For such men, if they can't manage, then I recommend.
You see, it depends. It's a choice. So you wouldn't prefer it more, but maybe someone else would.
Yes, if you have a man who's uncontrollable and you are always pregnant, yes, maybe you tell him.
So do you support it?
For such men, I support it.
But
for you yourself, would you do?
As an homogusi man, I cannot agree to be disarmed. Yes, I would even feel less confident.
Can you accept your boyfriend or husband, for that matter, to undergo this?
Yeah, I would. But as I said, a matter of choice that maybe we've talked about it and we've decided. So I wouldn't mind.
Michelle is only saying that because she's far from married. I know she'll get a lot of proposals after this. But I am sure she would look at the man. She's speaking as a young person, and I know this is for young people. But even a woman would look at you the same way again.
A very interesting topic here we're having with the both of them, Tony and Michelle. But right now we're going to talk to the doctor to demystify the myths for us. See you on the other side. Thank you very much. Welcome back. That was what the guys have said on the street, and Dr. just as we expect, people are really against this, and you've tied that to us being an African society, but also women are against this. That if their man has vasectomy, it's something like. What do you have to say about that before we get back to our discussion?
Well, I can say that it's a whole myth because people have never really understood the procedure of vasectomy.
Yes.
If you ask, I think about 80% of the population, they don't know what happens during vasectomy. They associate vasectomy with castration. And like in the animal world, in livestock, when you castrate, it's not able to give birth. So the couple or the people, the population thinks that it reduces your sexual performance, and even to an extent that you cannot have what we can say rise to the occasion.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
So because of this myth surround, there's a lot of myth around it because they don't know about the procedure. That's why we are having all this confusion.
What do you think that people outside there should be able to know about vasectomy?
They need to know how the procedure is done and what exactly is ligated. They should know that vasectomy is not equal to castration. That is a point to take home.
Vasectomy is not equal to castration. I'm a man. Can I reverse this process or procedure?
Yes, it can be reversed, but the success rate is very minimal. Because what happens, the human body heals with scarring. These are tubes that you have cut. So trying to reconnect, there's a lot of scar tissue that has formed around them. Yes, the reversal has been done, in some cases, but the success rate is also minimal. It ranges between 20 to 40%. Yes, success rate.
And success rate, is it more successful in the non-cut than the cut, or it's across the board for both the two procedures?
It's more successful in the non-cut.
In the non-cut.
Yes.
Yeah, and now there are some statistics which are saying that there's a very huge probability that when you have vasectomy, then you can be able to also have prostate cancer. And these are very big institutions like the London School of Public Health, and these are known journals which are saying this.
I think this is not true. In medicine, there's something that we say, that we call it is thought. So it is thought, according to that journal in that London school, it is thought. But there are no statistics proving this. And again, another question I can ask you: do we have enough sample size for us to reach a conclusion on this? How many vasectomy patients will come forward and be sampled to be able to come up with a conclusion?
Of course, that is a very tricky question, because right now it has not been even fully embraced for us to have a very huge sample that we can be able to work with.
Yeah, so with a minimum sample size, you cannot come to a conclusion on anything.
Yes. And just talking also about the sample. So, what is for this to come to pass? The sample size that we should be talking about is around how many people?
When you definitely cannot, and the follow-up, you need a sample size. You need a sample size of about 1,000 plus people, and be able to follow them up and see whether they are going to progress with cancer of the prostate or not. Looking at it, it's not very practical. Yes.
And also something which comes up right now is a relation between vasectomy and sexually transmitted diseases. Just having a small background to our viewers is that for the male species, they only have two types of family planning. That is use of condom, and also right now people are trying to embrace vasectomy. And as we know, condom usually prevent people from having sexually transmitted diseases, pregnancy, and those are the main things that it protects us from. But now to you, doctor, vasectomy and STDs, and relating it to the use of condom. What is the baseline for all these three, and what does vasectomy do that maybe the other things cannot be able to do in terms of the male family planning?
Good question. In terms of the male family planning, let this point get home, is that vasectomy does not prevent sexually transmitted diseases, because it's not a barrier method. There will still be contact between the two organs, the penis and both the reproductive organs. So therefore, it cannot prevent sexually transmitted diseases. The condom will prevent pregnancy and will prevent sexually transmitted diseases. The failure rate for the condom will be higher definitely than that of vasectomy, because a condom can burst. Something can happen. The technique of putting on the condom can also be another thing. Yeah. So all these issues. But when it comes to vasectomy, it is more or less almost 100% if intercourse is carried out and 3 months post vasectomy. Yes.
And so there's really need for people to know that vasectomy does not prevent sexually transmitted diseases as much as it prevents pregnancy, right?
Exactly.
Yes. And now that also brings me to another question: sexual education. Do we think that it's time that sexual education was introduced to people more openly?
Yes, I think basically we cannot live like the proverbial ostrich and assume that these things are not happening. When we say that this population should not be taught about sexuality, they already know. The question is, what do they know? Do they know the right thing, or do they know the wrong thing? So I think it should be introduced so that people are taught the right thing. Like, for instance, that they should be taught that vasectomy is not castration, like the myth that is out there. So I believe that sexual education is also very important, so that they also don't associate with vasectomy with a form protection against STI. So this education is paramount. Yes.
In relation to that, then that also there are various organizations right now which are trying to push the vasectomy story to go out to a very huge population. And do you think this is working? First of all, I'll give you the space to respond to that.
Yeah, it is working. One thing you have to understand is that because of what the society thinks about vasectomy, you rarely get somebody out there saying I'm undergoing vasectomy.
Doc,
yes.
Stop there. Can you go on vasectomy? We can talk behind the cameras if you're not comfortable about this, but can you undergo vasectomy as an African man?
As an African man, because I'm knowledgeable, I know what it entails, I can undergo vasectomy. Yes.
Would you tell someone to undergo vasectomy?
Yes, I would tell somebody to undergo vasectomy. The question is, would they take it?
And what should we do for them to take it? Because family planning is not only a male thing.
No. It's basically education. We need to educate them because we as men, we have very few options as far as family planning is concerned. The other option that is under research is the hormone. And I doubt even when it comes up,
the pills.
Yes. Whether when it comes up, whether the male species is going to take it up. If we cannot take up vasectomy. So really, we are yet to see. But the people are getting enlightened, maybe you'll get there.
If it comes to pass, can you take a pill if you don't prefer vasectomy? Can you swallow pills as a form of family planning?
Yes, I can swallow the pill. But now this pill is basically it's the research stages. I wouldn't like to be the first person in it. I would like it to be tried to undergo a lot of trials before I try it out. Because if it has side effects, then I'll be a victim of it. Let people try it completely before I decide to take it.
Thank you very much, Dr. It is always a pleasure having you. So back at home, we've known and we've discussed about vasectomy. We know the do's and don'ts, and also that it is only the two available options that are available for men when they are willing to do family planning. But at the end of the day, we are here as Focus on Health to empower you about your health and also educate you about things that you need to know. That's all we had for you here on Focus on Health. Thank you. I've been your host, Aumo Nyembo. See you next